Today we have the good fortune of a conversation with Henry Steiner in Hong Kong. What was Hong Kong like when you came? How did you apply what you had learned previously?
Well, Hong Kong was, by any standards, primitive. I had come out of New York and into a place where they did pay-stubs, and of course everybody did pay-stubs in those days, but they did them with airplane cement, which meant you had to be real fast. They weren't aware of the possibility of setting type and then printing it offset. You had to print letterpress from the type. And the first time I actually tried doing that with a printer who had the typeface I wanted, that I wanted to use in another ad, he said, you want me to set type for somebody else to use? It was really, I can't say how basic it was, and at the same time how that gave me a sense of pioneering, of blazing a trail, if you want. I brought technology to Hong Kong because I imported rubber cement. That was a big piece of technological advancement. The other thing, of course, is that nobody knew what was the meaning of graphic design. They knew, you can print letterheads or you can do window dressing, but graphic design, they weren't too sure about that. And you just keep saying, I'm a graphic designer, and eventually it gets to be known. The Asia magazine gave me a chance to really put what I had learned in New Haven, and New York, and Paris into action. So the result is like that, where I also differentiated by changing the tone so that it brings out the word Asia. And I'm quite proud of this. This is a job I started in New York and continued with here. These are two examples of covers that are designed by me, and it shows the nameplate at the top. So these were self-publicity things, but again you can see its contrast. It's, in this case, old and new, then and now. And they gave me a wonderful feeling of doing big stuff. Here's another one, which is kind of a cross-section of what's going on with the Asia magazine, where it covers things, just this wonderful pattern of different textures. And maybe one of the nicest ones, this one, which was for an issue about Eurasians, which, as we know, are people who are, sometimes they're called Amerasians, but I tried to visualize this by having within one circle representing a head, yellow skin, black eyes, white skin, blue eyes, and the type itself, of course, is a combination in green. And in some ways this reflects a bit of the influence of another important teacher I had at Yale, Joseph Albers, and that kind of directness and simplicity that he always showed. So those were the early days, the primitive ones, the pre-rubber cement ones, and certainly the pre-Letraset, the pre-IBM Selectric, where you could do your own body type, and way, way before the computer, which is think, blessed us in so many ways.
What is it about Hong Kong that's kept you here for 50 years?
Nice one. It's, I think there are several Hong Kongs. There's the Hong Kong of the movies, you know, that's dangerous and romantic and all sorts of stuff. There's the one that is pushed by the Tourist Association of being a place where, you know, you can do all kinds of exotic things. There are lots of Hong Kongs, but the reality for me, and this is what keeps me here, is that it's a very civil place. It's a place that makes it easy to work. It's easy to get around. People are very, very polite with each other. It's a remarkably well-run place, and there are things like the tram, which has been around for 100 or so years, which is really a stately way to get along around the place. There was the MTR, and of course there's our airport, which can take you anywhere in Asia or the world with great ease, and is, I have to say, one of the best organized airports that you can want. It's always a pleasure to get back. At the same time, there's variety here. There are holidays that you know are still kind of a combination of familiar and exotic to me. We're coming into one now. The Moon Festival, or the Mid-Autumn Festival, or the Lantern Festival, or the Mooncake Festival. It's all the same. It's the Mid-Autumn moon, which marks the transition into winter, if you like, and which can be charming, with kids carrying lanterns around, with all of the holidays that they have, whether it's Chinese New Year, or Qingming, or whatever. They all involve food. A lot of them involve picnicking. The Dragon Boat Festival. It's a very, and they're all, they're not religious. They're you know, they're celebratory, if you like. I think it's, and there's something to look forward to, which is that one of these decades, maybe before our 50 years is over, the 50 years during which we have autonomy, and after which, in 2047, we become a full-fledged part of the mainland. Maybe sometime before that we will have a vote. So instead of everybody speculating on what people want, they can actually find out from the ballots. But it's, along with the other things I've said about it, it's not a place where people are expecting a knock at the door and feel that you can buy your way into a decision in court and that sort of thing, which, along with corruption, exists lamentably all over Asia.